Hello and welcome back to Fallout 4. We are at the moment in the Diamond City. We have helped Minutemen find the armory in the castle in the previous episode. Then we went to find a dead drop for the railroad about the Randolph safe house. It was Randolph, right? So it pointed us to the university point, and I was in the castle. It's so close to the university point. It's just like, come on. In any case, we
Do all you outsiders wear such funny clothes?
probably will get to the university point just a little bit later in the game. Now, according to my plan, we are going to Cambridge. Because quite a while ago, Paladin Danse assembled, called to assemble the forces. And I think it's time to follow on that call. Now I hope that I shall not encounter any rust devils or anything else like that. I know that there are mutants to the left, but I'm used to ignoring them. So far so good. Now we have raiders on the USS Riptide. So let's quickly dive into the stealth mode. Just for a while until we cross the thing. And now from here should be a straight road to the Cambridge police station.
Brotherhood of Steel base is up ahead.
They must
at
have
the police
spent a
station.
whole case of ammo holding this site.
Suppose that means we missed all the fun.
Paladin Danse
No
is
one's
waiting for
gonna
you
move
inside,
on this place
recruit.
now that the Prydwen's in town.
Hey,
Hesitating to pull the trigger on any of the Commonwealth scum can be fatal.
If you say so.
Excuse me.
Senior scribe.
Good thing Dance's team sent that signal to us. Otherwise, they'd be on their own right now.
Hi.
No matter how many battles we win, there's always another fight ahead of us.
Oh, hi there.
Cavalry's arrived. And it looks like they sent in the big guns.
That ship. I've never seen anything like it.
Amazing, isn't it? We call our ship the Prydwen. She's loaded with enough troops and supplies to mount a major offensive. If she's here, Elder Maxson's here. And that means we're going to war.
Who's Elder Maxson?
He's a piece of work, is what he is.
Maxson is the commander of this division of the Brotherhood of Steel. He's the model of what every Brotherhood soldier hopes to become. If we're going to war, I can promise you that he'll be leading the charge. That being said, you're about to get to know the Prydwen up close and personal. I've received orders that we're both to report to her immediately. Follow me up to the roof of the police station. We're going for a little ride.
Cool.
Look who's back. I hope this means you finally got the guts to clear out another location.
If you run into any synths, shoot to kill. We don't take prisoners.
Ah, god damn it. The dog got a little bit stuck.
Hey.
Seeing that airship looming over the Commonwealth is a hell of a sight.
Ride. Cool.
Yeah, height. This'll be fun.
That minigun in front of you is loaded and ready to fire. If you spot anything hostile during the flight, I suggest you put it to good use. Make sure
Okie
you
dokie.
properly identify your targets before you start shooting. We don't want to have any mishaps and fire on the locals.
Got it.
The Commonwealth looks different from up here, doesn't it? It never ceases to amaze me how drastically your perception of the battlefield changes from the air. We're gonna need that edge when we take on the Institute. They've already proven that they're technologically superior, which means there's no telling what types of weapons they'll have in their arsenal. Hopefully, our air superiority and tactical know-how will make the difference. Now all we have to do is find them. And I'm betting that Elder Maxson will have a plan already in place by the time we arrive.
What's that place? It has quite a camp up there. Should be close to Ticonderoga, right?
In our cause, but they've been blinded by rumors and misinformation. They don't realize that the Brotherhood of Steel is the Commonwealth's last hope for survival. Every man, woman, and child below is in mortal danger. If we fail, it's only a matter of time before the enemy overwhelms the population. Cleansing the Commonwealth is our duty, and I will gladly spill my own blood if it ensures our victory. We're on final approach to the airport. The Prydwen should be coming into view just ahead. We'll be meeting Lancer Captain Kells on the flight deck. Just stick close to me and answer all of his questions.
Sure, I can do that. Is there a way aboard except from the vertibird? I wonder. I mean, they tied it to the control tower, right?
There she is. It's been far too long since I've been aboard. All right, soldier. This is the moment when everything changes. I hope you're ready.
Okay, we're making some rounds. Oh, we're going into vertical. I think we have been reeled in.
Up top, you gotta be careful. Never know when you're being watched.
Cool.
Permission to come aboard, sir?
Permission granted. And welcome back, Paladin. Allow me to be the first to congratulate you on a successful mission. And is this our new recruit?
Yes, sir. I feel promoted him to initiate, and I'd like to sponsor his entry into our rankings personally.
Yes, we've read your reports. You'll be pleased to know that Elder Maxson's approved your request and placed the recruit in your charge.
Thank you, sir. And my current orders?
You are to remain on the Prydwen and await further instructions.
Very good, sir. Ad Victoriam, Captain.
Ad Victoriam, Paladin. So, you're the one Paladin Danse has taken under his wing. You don't look much like a soldier to me.
Looks can be deceiving.
Which is precisely why I personally insist on scrutinizing every recruit who boards this vessel. I've read Paladin Dance's reports. He seems to think you'll make a fine addition to the Brotherhood. You might expect an endorsement like that to grant you a great deal of latitude with us. But let me make one thing clear. The Brotherhood of Steel has traveled to the Commonwealth with a specific goal in mind. As the captain of this vessel, I won't allow anyone to jeopardize our mission, no matter how valuable they think they are. Understood?
What exactly is your mission here?
I'm not at liberty to say.
So
Elder
how can I
Maxson
understand
will be
that?
addressing the crew shortly, and I'm certain all of your questions will be answered. Now, was there anything else, or was everything I said understood?
Not even a hint? Come on. I deserve it.
Look, all I can tell you is that we're here directly in response to the data that Dance's recon team provided us. Beyond that, you'll just have to wait until Elder Maxson addresses the crew. Now dispense with the questions. It's time to get to work. Understood? That's all for now, soldier. Your orders are to proceed to the command deck for the address. After which, Elder Maxson wishes to have a word with you. If you have any questions, ask me now. Otherwise, you're dismissed.
The Elder himself?
Can you tell me anything about Elder Maxson?
Elder Maxson is the supreme commander of the Brotherhood. Without his tenacity and his vision, we'd still be a small group of complacent stragglers, occupying the Citadel and the capital wasteland. In a mere decade, he's grown the Brotherhood of Steel into a major military force. He's an inspiration to us all. Is there anything else?
Where can I get power armor?
Only knights are allowed to wear Brotherhood power armor. And you're no knight. Not yet. Until Elder Maxson grants you that title, you'll have to make do with what you've got. Anything else?
I don't have any questions.
Then I suggest you head over to the command deck immediately. Dismissed, Initiate.
Deck scribe. What else do you have in here? Some consoles and other stuff. Another deck scribe, right?
You're lost?
Right.
Maxson's address is being held on the command deck.
Welcome aboard. Elder Maxson is holding his address inside the command deck.
Cool. I mean, you know the rules, right? You're not supposed to go where the marker points you. At least not immediately. Deck. Okay, we can explore it maybe later. I actually want to listen to his speech. In the main deck, okay.
Brothers and sisters, the road behind has been long and fraught with difficulty. Each and every one of you has surpassed my expectations by rapidly facilitating our arrival in the Commonwealth. You have accomplished this amazing feat without a hint of purpose or direction. And most impressively, without question. Now that the ship is in position, it is time to reveal our purpose. And beneath the Commonwealth, there is a cancer, known as the Institute. A malignant growth that needs to be cut before it infects the surface. They are experimenting with dangerous technologies that could prove to be the world's undoing for the second time in recent history. The Institute's scientists have created a weapon that transcends the destructive nature of the atom bomb. They call their creation the Synth. A robotic abomination of technology that is free-thinking and masquerades as a human being. This notion that a machine could be granted free will is not only offensive, but horribly dangerous. And like the atom, if it isn't harnessed properly, it has the potential of rendering us extinct as a species. I am not prepared to allow the Institute to continue this line of experimentation.
Okay.
Therefore, the Institute and their synths are considered enemies of the Brotherhood of Steel, and should be dealt with swiftly and mercilessly. This campaign will be costly, and many lives will be lost. But in the end, we will be saving humankind from its worst enemy. Itself. Ad Victoriam!
Ad Victoriam!
Ad Victoriam!
Oh man, if I'm late for muster one more time, Captain Kells is gonna have me do 100 push-ups. Charging into a situation guns blazing is a good way to get yourself killed.
I care about them, you know. The people of the Commonwealth.
That's why you wanna kill them?
If you say so.
I can understand your indecisiveness. Turning your weapons on the very same people that you're trying to save can be a bitter pill to swallow.
Yeah. At the very least.
What do you want from me?
I want you to start taking responsibility for this planet. To start making a difference. And from what I've read in Paladin Dance's reports, you've already begun that journey. Seeing as he's one of my most respected field officers, you couldn't get a better recommendation. Therefore, from this moment forward, I'm granting you the rank of Knight. And, befitting your title, we're granting you a suit of power armor to protect you on the field of battle. Wear it with pride.
Only a knight? Why not a paladin like Danse?
The Brotherhood maintains a strict hierarchy, organized by rank. Paladin is several ranks above Knight, and it took Danse many years to achieve that goal. With your continued loyalty to the Brotherhood, I'm certain you can attain the same. In any event, once you're finished becoming familiar with the Prydwen and my staff, report to the flight deck for your new orders. Welcome aboard the Prydwen, soldier. Make us proud.
Cool. Open your personal storage container and report to Paladin Danse. Cool. And that's on the main deck, right? But what's on the foredeck?
Completion time 14 minutes.
And do we have anything interesting here? Oh, we have this guy.
I believe you're needed elsewhere right now. We can talk later.
Captain.
I believe you're needed elsewhere right now. We can talk later.
Okay, foredeck is officially the most boring place. Got it. What about the main deck then?
Status report.
Green across the board, sir. Nothing new.
Good. Carry on, Knight.
So serious. Captain Kells. Maxson. Okay. From Maxson to Kells. Captain, I need you to prepare the Prydwen for departure. Archivist Knox has completed the analysis of the energy readings we received from Paladin Dance's recon team and has concluded that they're being produced by the Institute. Knox is certain that the energy readings could only be produced by artificial means and only with an extremely advanced level of technology. Judging from the frequency of the readings, we both agree that some type of device or weapon is being deployed by the Institute, which means we need to head to the Commonwealth as soon as possible. I am not certain what type of ploy the Institute is attempting to unleash upon the world, but I'll be damned if I am going to stand by idly and let it happen. From Ingram. All stations are reporting green and all personnel are aboard the Prydwen. I have gone over her from the bow to stern and she's ready to depart. With all due respect, it would be helpful if you could let me know exactly where we are headed. It's difficult preparing this vessel properly, not knowing what type of environment we are flying her through. I'm well aware that we are pointed north, but just how far are we going and what can we expect when we get there, Captain? From Cade. As requested, I've sent over my evaluation of Proctor Ingram's capabilities in the field. In my professional opinion, Ingram is fully capable of handling field operations and would benefit any team fortunate enough to have her with them. Before the Prydwen left the capital wasteland, I spent 6 months helping her design the power armor frame she's using to enhance her mobility. She's trained in the armor rigorously and is fully qualified, actually more than qualified, to be placed with our ground troops. I've been treating wounded soldiers for almost 2 decades and I've yet to see anyone that can match Ingram's level of commitment and determination. Confining her to the ship would be a waste of resources and a damn shame. Tegan. Now that we've arrived in the Commonwealth, I'd like to establish trade relations with the locals. I'm going to need a standard sweep and retrieve team and one of our vertebrates in order to make that happen. There are several caravans that roam the Commonwealth and we'll use the vertebrates to track them. If any of the caravans gets jumped, we can swoop in and lend a hand to let them know that we have friendly eye in the sky. Since you can't normally buy that kind of protection from mercenaries, we'll be certain to get the best prices and values for trades. I've used the same tactic in the capital wasteland and it worked wonders. Out here, with the threat of the Institute looming over their heads, we'll have these merchants eating out of our hands. Lovely. From Kells. Priority communication. Okay, we've picked up some disturbing news regarding a rise in the super mutant activity near the Commonwealth, and Paladin Hudson has bravely volunteered to single-handedly investigate. This mission will take the Paladin deep into hostile territory, so he'll need all the support we can provide. I'm having Tegan give Paladin Hudson an ample supply of ammunition and making sure Ingram certifies that his power armor is in peak condition. I am also allowing Paladin Hudson full use of one of our vertebrate gunships, so I'll have one prepped immediately. Once everything is ready, I'll meet you and Paladin Hudson on the flight deck so we can give him a proper send-off. I can't stress to you enough how dangerous this mission will be, so it's imperative that we provide the Paladin with all the support we can muster. From Kells about Recon Squad Artemis. As I requested, I am providing you with all of the current information we have on Recon Squad Artemis. According to our records, we sent them into the Commonwealth approximately 3 years ago to perform a standard survey beginning with the Malden area. We received a few reports from the team and then abruptly lost contact. Nothing in their communications indicated anything unusual, so we assume they've either lost the ability to radio us or have been killed. The squad consisted of 7 soldiers under the command of Paladin Brandis, so they certainly had plenty of firepower and the experience required to survive a deep recon mission. I have several recon teams searching for Artemis' whereabouts, but so far they've been unsuccessful. Ingram, regarding Prydwen concerns. As you know, in order to get the Prydwen rapidly to the Commonwealth, I had my engineering team pull her older power plant and replace it with an updated fusion plant we pulled from that aircraft carrier wreckage. I was able to squeeze almost 100% efficiency from the new reactor, but the system is burning through our coolant supply faster than expected. As we've been docked over the airport, I've been able to deactivate the main engines to cool down the reactor, but we are still eating up coolant when we are in hover mode. We're eventually going to hit a point where we'll run out of coolant. If that happens, we'll need to put the Prydwen on the ground. I desperately need your help if you want to prevent that from happening. I'll be certain to provide you with the details at our next briefing. Cade, regarding Proctor Ingram. As requested, I've sent over my evaluation of Proctor Ingram's company in my briefing. I've read this one. From Tegan, regarding armored jacket. You'll be pleased to know that work on the armored reinforcement plating for your jacket is complete, and I'll be more than happy to send up a scribe to retrieve it when you are ready. The plating is fairly strong, but I think you'll appreciate how lightweight the entire jacket will feel once the modification is made. I have stress tested the plating, and it should help you resist different types of energy weapon fire as well as most ballistic threats. After you try it on, let me know if it's comfortable to wear long term or if I need to make any adjustments to the design. Oops.
Congratulations on the promotion, Knight.
Can't pick this.
I wish there were, but we have no idea how bad the synths have infiltrated the population. Maxson said.
So what else do you have here?
I'm not sure I'm okay with that.
Recreation terminal. Ingram. Feel free to use this terminal to unwind. I've disconnected it from the Prydwen's mainframe, but keep it clean or I'm shutting it down permanently. If you've got a problem with that, keep it to yourself. Tegan. Ingram told me about the rack station under the main deck. I've contributed a few bottles of liquor and some cigarettes, but I don't have an annual supply. If you need refills, come see me and we'll do a trade. Womack. If anyone's up for it, I'm organizing a little nighttime feral hunt that's strictly off the books. I don't give a damn about the synths. These ghouls are disgusting and we need to keep thinning them out before they infest the entire Commonwealth. I'm pretty sure we can start with the Cambridge crater. See me if you're interested. Delacroix. McLaren got his suit wiped out trying to drop from the top of Trinity Tower, so the current record holder is still Petris with his Prydwen to ground drop. Remember, no leg armor mods allowed, just a clean jump with standard T60 and you have to be able to walk away. No exceptions. Force. I don't remember who was asking, but someone was looking for my Mylark eggs. On my last patrol we swept through Neponset Park and I saw a few nests, but Kells had me carrying a ton of gear. If you want to head out there, I'm sure you can pick up some of the eggs for yourself. Well, I know where Neponset Park is. And I wouldn't make sound like picking up those eggs isn't his job. Oh, there is also something up there. Oh, Christ almighty. How many staff is here?
I'll administer your exam after you've checked in with Danse and Elder Maxson.
Excuse me, Captain Cade?
I'll administer your exam after you've checked in with Danse and Elder Maxson.
Medical report, Knight Captain Cade reporting. I've been working closely with Scribe Neriah, examining some of the synth bodies that our recon teams have recovered. Even though we have yet to recover the synths that appear completely human, these lesser models are still astoundingly advanced. What's becoming apparent is that the Institute is the most technologically gifted enemy we've ever encountered, and therefore exceedingly dangerous. I've turned over all of my data to Lancer Captain Kells, along with my recommendations for developing effective countermeasures for these synths. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how much it will help, given the fact that the real enemy are the synths that could be hiding among us.
Spooky. I can just like this read the medical files. Cool. Paladin Danse. Patient symptoms included inability to sleep and a dull throbbing pain in the head. All standard tests are negative. Evidence suggests post-traumatic stress disorder or similar issue. Until severity of issue increases, recommend voluntary removal from active duty. Patient was informed but is currently in the field. Medical file. Ingram, ongoing. A patient is complaining of phantom pain from limb loss. Previously prescribed painkiller and steam pack mixture appears ineffective. Dosage has been increased to 300 mg per day, which is maximum allowable to remain duty capable. Patient also describes nightmares of limb loss incident, which is not unusual considering the level of trauma. Will continue to monitor. Medical file. Egan. Treated. Patient slipped and fell due to intoxication, causing minor laceration on forehead and contusion to upper chest. Applied steam pack and recommended a minimum 8-hour bed rest. This is third intoxication-related medical incident for patient, so I ordered treatment program to begin as per regulations. MR. Deceased. Medic. Patient returned from patrol with critical injuries from exposure to nuclear warhead detonation. Injuries: left arm and leg missing, severe internal trauma, left hemisphere of head severely burned and acute radiation poisoning. Attempted emergency surgery but patient died after 3 hours. Patient's remains were incinerated as per regulations. OG. Osrich. Treated. Patient suffering from discoloration, rash, pustules and radioactive residue in groin area. Symptoms consistent with sexually transmitted disease from ghoul species. Patient treated and report has been sent to Dr. Ingram as per regulations. Ooh. Somebody's been naughty. From Maxson. As we undertake our urgent mission in the Commonwealth, I feel that the mental well-being of the crew should remain a top priority for your department. I am well aware that being sequestered aboard this vessel can take its toll. If you observe any issues relating to the stresses that these lengthy missions can cause, I want you to treat it as though a legitimate illness is being reported. If we have any hope of defeating the Institute, we cannot afford to lose even a single soldier to mental instability. Maxson. I have received your concerns about Proctor Ingram's condition, but I can assure you she is more than capable of handling herself. She is already proven to be an extremely valuable member of this crew, and I will not place her on mandatory leave until you've proven to me that she is physically incapable of handling her duties. Tegan. Our latest sweep and retrieve patrol came back with some medical supplies. If you have some extra time, head down to the cage and let me know what you want. If there's anything you don't need, I'll use it for trading. We are running a bit low on ammunition supplies, and these medical supplies are as good as caps with the locals. Kells. I've finished reading your medical report on Night Sergeant Merrick. The fact that he managed to survive long enough to reach the Prydwen and deliver his report is absolutely incredible. The sacrifice that he made for the sake of the mission is a testament to his dedication and loyalty. We will be holding a memorial service on the ship's forecastle at sunset this evening. I sincerely hope you'll be able to attend. I like that they don't mind me reading their mail.
I believe we're due for a bit of a chat after you've spoken to Elder Maxson and Paladin Danse.
Damn it. The dude has a cat. How cool is that? Recon data listings. Cool. Hardware town. Former retail location, very likely to contain useful scrap or raw materials. Raiders last seen inhabiting location, proceed with caution. Raiders may be stockpiling ammunition or weapons as well, suggest all sweep and retrieve teams recover whatever they can. Vault 75. Vault Tech constructed Vault in the basement of Malden Middle School. Data suggests Vault was created to experiment on children, but purpose has been struck from all records. Would like to retrieve as much data as possible from location, as well as any technological artifacts that were left behind. Robotics Disposal Ground. Junkyard littered with remains of pre-war robots. Scouting patrol reported a possible military-grade sentry bot that looks serviceable. Location likely to contain spare parts or electronic materials. Pet TFL Regional Office. Facility was former location for the Bureau. Data suggests evidence lockers on site may still contain viable weapons or other useful equipment. Warning: scouting units have observed raiders operating in the area. General Atomics Factory. Factory was designed for the manufacture and repair of Miss Nanny robots. Site likely to contain technological artifacts and or documentation, as well as spare parts Proctor Ingram might find useful. The chance for automated security at this location is high, so proceed with caution. From Maxson. After we arrive in the Commonwealth, I want you to begin organizing sweep and retrieve teams. Take as many men as you need and coordinate the duty rosters with Lancer Captain Kells. I want as much information about these energy readings from Dance's team as you can find. We could be on the brink of discovering the location of the Institute, so this needs to be your top priority. Proctor Ingram is requesting any information that will assist her reconstruction efforts. I have passed along your gantry design to Kells, and we are both confident that it will be completed by the time her project is ready. We have a lot of resources riding on the success of Ingram's mission, so I expect you to help her in any way that you can. From Ingram. I have sent over the proper forms for requesting 2 more scribes and you deny them. I don't need you slowing me down on this, Quinlan. Maxson keeps hounding me for results, but getting anything done with this project has been like trying to field strip a laser rifle without using your hands. I need all the help I can get, and if that means taking a few troops away from your scouting missions, I'm afraid you'll just have to make do. Now sign the damn forms and let me do my job. They're pissed. The Rise of Elder Maxson. These entries are my attempt at writing a timeline documenting Elder Maxson's rise within the ranks of the Brotherhood. It's my sincerest wish that these entries will one day be compiled in a classic printed book format and distributed throughout the wasteland. Long live Elder Maxson and long live the Brotherhood. Despite the defeat of the Enclave in the capital wasteland, the Brotherhood of Steel was still an organization divided. The Outcasts, a splinter faction that left the safety of the Citadel, still struggled to survive in the capital wasteland, separated from their parent organization. And while some of the Brotherhood members within the Citadel had no desire to reunite with their disgraced brothers, many saw the advantage in bolstering their own forces with warriors already trained and indoctrinated by the Brotherhood of Steel. Surely they could work out any philosophical issues? Enter Arthur Maxson, young squire to both Owen and Sarah Lyons, and descendant of the very founder of the Brotherhood of Steel, Roger Maxson. When Elder Owen Lyons died, care of young Arthur Maxson passed to Sarah Lyons, Owen's daughter, who was then named Elder in his place. But when Sarah fell in battle shortly thereafter, things became complicated. The Brotherhood of Steel, based in the Citadel, found itself in need of leadership and began appointing one ineffective elder after another. As the years passed and Arthur Maxson grew, so too did his accomplishments. At age 12, while on a training patrol, he killed 2 raiders and saved the squad that was supposed to be escorting him. At age 13, he single-handedly killed Deathclaw and gained the large facial scar he still has to this day. But it was his victory at age 15 over the super mutant Shepard, who was attempting to reorganize the Capital Wasteland's super mutants, that elevated, and I'm also called Shepard myself, oh, god damn it, that elevated him to heroic status. When word of this feat reached the elders back on the west coast, they knew the time had come. Maxson was ready to lead and, more importantly, to reunite the fragmented Brotherhood of Steel forces on the east coast. So it was that a year later, when he was only 16 years old, Arthur Maxson brokered a peace with the outcasts, reintegrating them into the Brotherhood of Steel and proving he was as effective a diplomat as he was a warrior. Now reunited, the full force of the Brotherhood of Steel appointed Arthur Maxson as Elder, the youngest in the Brotherhood of Steel history. Elder Maxson reigns supreme in the Citadel Wasteland, and his authority and influence have been spreading across the eastern seaboard, thanks in no small part by the mobility afforded by the Prydwen. He has the full support of the elders back on the west coast, who have proudly reported that they've begun eradicating cults that have popped up, worshipping Maxson as though he's some kind of god. Maxson himself is almost offended by the idea of being referred to as a deity, as it goes against everything he believes in. Arthur Maxson is happy to be one thing: the perfect human specimen, an example of everything a human being can achieve. Assisted, even enhanced by advanced technology, but still very much human. Quinlan, you sound almost in love with him.
So how did it look out there?
We've got a lot of work ahead of us, brother.
There. Try it now.
Nothing. I was supposed to report 10 minutes ago. If you can't fix it...
I can fix it. You're the one who decided to kick your way through a Mirelurk. Got it.
There it is. Thanks, brother. I owe you.
I don't know about Scribe Neriah. I think she loves her little zoo a bit too much.
Come find me when you're done checking in with Maxson and Danse.
Huh. She doesn't have legs indeed. Okay, let's read your terminal. Work orders. Type repair, status completed, item internal air conditioning unit. Air conditioning unit had burned out its condensing coil from overuse. Need to remind the soldiers that they can't constantly run the damn thing 24 hours a day. Copper condensing coils are tough to replace, so had to make do with homemade version. Unit should last a while longer with moderate use. Is this also... oh no, it's install complete ventilation filter system. Install the ventilation system over the rear laboratory space to help Neriah vent the stench of her mole rats to the exterior of the ship. Had to cut a few holes in the inner and outer plating, but triple welded everything to make sure it all stays tacked down. System is on a timer, so it shouldn't draw too much power from the ship's reserves. Was happy to help since I could smell her rats all the way down here. Okay, repair completed. Mr. Handy cultivation unit. Got called down to lab area and Mr. Handy was trying to cut through everything in sight. Was almost ready to get some soldiers to shoot the thing before it hurt someone, but it tried to cut through the bulkhead and burned up its motor. Pulled the logic unit and it looks like an old factory defect on the cultivation models. I've blown out the firmware and rewrote the instruction set to fix the issue. Replaced the motor and put the unit back into service. EM. Repair completed vertibird gunship Vorpal. Vorpal threw a rotor on its last landing, so I hitched a ride with Sparta and headed out to the crash site. Pilot did a hell of a job bringing his bird down in one piece. All I had to do was recover the rotor and set it back in place. There's some minor plating damage on the starboard thruster, but I'll hammer it down when Vorpal gets back to the airport. Was nice to get away from the Prydwen for once. Hopefully I can convince Kells to let me head out with some future patrols. Repair completed. sewage lines. I don't know what the heck the mess hall is serving, but the sewage lines were completely clogged. It was so disgusting. I had to borrow one of my body's power armor helmets to keep the smell from making me puke. I think I'd rather scrape rust off the exterior hull plating next time. And internal mail from Maxson. After having a long discussion with both Lancer Captain Kells and Knight Captain Cade, I have decided to deny your request for field service. While I understand that you've modified your power armor frame to accommodate your injury and Cade has personally given it his seal of approval, I don't feel it's worth risking your life. You of all people should appreciate that machines can break down. In your particular case, if your frame fails when you are in the field, it could place you and anyone with you in extreme danger. Please don't take this personally, Ingram. I can't afford to lose you. My decision is final. I'm sorry. I'm guessing you've already read that Maxson is denying your field work request. I did everything I could to talk him out of it, but he just wasn't convinced. If there's anything you need, even if you just want to talk about it, my door's always open. I hate to bring this up now, but you really need to head down here and let me tweak your leg hydraulics. Last time you were here, you complained that the shock absorbers weren't doing their job, dampening your impacts from walking. Well, I was able to tweak some numbers, and I'd like to look them over with you. After all, you are the expert when it comes to mechanical engineering. So there. Now you have 2 excuses to visit me in the sickbay. I hope to see you in here soon. I've got a little surprise for you. Remember how you told me about those sweets you loved so much? You know, the ones that look like little colored discs? Well, Quinlan's last sweep and retrieve patrol just came in and they found a whole row of them. If that doesn't put a smile on your face, I don't know what will. Now, how about heading over to my quarters this evening and we can split it together? Don't worry, I'll be a complete gentleman. I just hate seeing you storm all over the repair bay with that damn skull on your face, and I think this will cheer you up. Now that Captain Kells has transferred all of your materials down to the surface, and the gantry construction has started, I think it's time we had a talk about the timeline of your new project. I'd like you to head up to the command deck as soon as possible so we can discuss the details. We have far too many resources tied up in this operation to allow anything to slip through the cracks. Sorry for that. We have a war to win, Proctor, and I strongly believe that this ambitious project of yours will be our rallying cry.
How can a machine believe it's alive? It's ridiculous.
Come find me when you're done checking in with Maxson and Danse.
Lancer Captain Kells is one of the finest officers I've ever had the pleasure of serving under.
We can talk shop after you've fully checked in with Elder Maxson and Paladin Danse.
I heard that Elder Maxson got that scar on his face from going one-on-one. With a death claw.
Somewhere up there is supposed to be my personal quarters, right?
You getting the hang of the railroad yet? We're just one big dysfunctional family. With guns.
There. That should hold.
Thank you, sister.
The ends justify the means when it comes to freeing the Commonwealth.
Your concerns are noted, Scribe. Give Proctor Ingram my thanks for letting me borrow you.
I can't believe super mutants were human once. How could science have gone so wrong?
Feel free to have a look at the specimens, but please don't touch anything. I refuse to be held responsible if you're injured.
Are all these creatures yours?
Well, they're an important part of my research, if that's what you mean. I'm on the cusp of discovering how these creatures' bodies have adapted to the radiation that's infiltrated their habitats. If I can crack the code, I can equip our troops with a protective compound far superior to Rad-X.
What do you mean, crack the code?
The genetic code. The DNA sequences that are in every living thing. You see, the ionizing radiation left behind by the Great War kills because it damages most living things on a cellular level. However, after several generations, these creatures' bodies have adapted by altering their genetic makeup to prevent cellular disruption. I believe I've discovered how I can replicate that genetic restructuring rapidly. Instead of decades, I can do it in moments. For a short period of time, anyway.
Why alter it for a short period of time? Why not do it permanently?
Attempting to alter the genetic code permanently? That's too close to what happened with FEV and Spawn, the super mutant. I'm not willing to take a chance like that. I wish I could show you a sample of the compound, but unfortunately I've hit a stumbling block preventing me from synthesizing a sample. The specimens I've already captured can only produce so much blood and genetic material. If I try and harvest too much, they'll die. What I need are more samples of blood from the creatures roaming the Commonwealth.
Will I get some of that new compound you're developing?
If I make a breakthrough, you'll be the first person I give it to. After I've tested it on myself, of course. I've modified your Pip-Boy to scan the corpse of any freshly killed creature that has the proper type of blood in its body. All you have to do is pick up any viable sample and bring it back to me. Hey, I really appreciate you doing this for me. It's nice to know I'm not the only person in the Brotherhood with an open mind.
I mean, you're just a scientist, right? Research. Personal notes. As we've been traveling towards the Commonwealth, I've been preparing my makeshift laboratory in the rear cargo hold of the Prydwen. When we arrive, Quinlan says he'll be sending out several patrols with the express purpose of collecting viable field specimens. My job is to oversee the dissection and study of anything the patrols bring aboard. I have always agreed with the notion that the quickest way to learn your enemy's weakness is by examining them from the inside out. I hope I don't have to wait too terribly long to put that notion to the test. Quinlan's collection teams have already brought super mutant and synth specimens aboard. I've collected a fair bit of data from their remains, but have yet to discover anything that will give our soldiers an advantage in the field. As far as the super mutant specimens go, they are quite different from the strains present in the capital wasteland, so most of our anatomical records require update, which takes time. And the synth specimens, they're a complete mystery. The models we've required are almost entirely mechanized, so I've been coordinating with Proctor Ingram since she's our resident robotics expert. I suppose it's only a matter of time before I have some answers. In the meantime, I'm going to begin working on a special project of my own design. I've brought several mole rat specimens aboard for my special project. I am convinced that the key to unlocking improved radiation resistance is in tenacious little creatures like these. If they've learned to adapt to the radiation blanketing the Commonwealth, with a little help we can too. I know most of the crew thinks I'm crazy, but I'm certain that I'm on the right track. I just need as many viable blood samples as possible to make my theory a reality, which is difficult right now since Maxson has most of our teams sweeping for technology. I'll see what I can do with my mole rat specimens, but I'm not sure it will be enough. I've run into a stroke of luck today. One of the new recruits has agreed to do a little field research for me and bring back as many viable blood samples as they could find. I was even more fortunate that they possessed a Pip-Boy I could modify to extract the blood from whatever creatures they killed during their missions. Now all I have to do is wait until our new recruit returns and my special project can continue in earnest. Quinlan. While I am pleased that you are settling into your new role as our medical examiner, I am a bit dismayed that your personal attention appears to be focused on your own personal projects. The dissection and examination of the super mutant and synth corpses need to be your top priority. Don't make me regret placing you in charge of that laboratory, Neriah. I have plenty of other scribes waiting in line who are just itching for you to fail. From Reese. I am sending the mole rats that you asked for on the next vertebrate flight from the police station. I have no idea what you want from them. Those things bite and they cramp all over the place. It was a pain in the ass to collect them alive, so you better have that case of whiskey you promised ready for the return flight after the pilot drops them off. As far as getting a Brahmin up there, you can forget it. I talked to the pilot and he refuses to shove one of those disgusting things into his ship. From Kells. I've been informed by several members of the crew that you are keeping several mole rat specimens in the laboratory area of the ship. While I can appreciate their value as biological specimens, I'm sure you understand that these creatures are filthy and emit an unpleasant odor in enclosed spaces such as our hull. I'll permit you to keep them if you can assure me that you'll have Proctor Ingram devise some type of ventilation system to help mitigate the smell. Try to remember that you are sharing a space where people have to eat and sleep, Scribe. I expect a full report by the end of the week. Well, that has been done. So...
Never forget, you are the eyes and the ears of the Brotherhood. If you see or hear anything suspicious, it is your duty to report it immediately. We live in enemy territory now. Your vigilance could mean the
They
difference
weren't always
between
like
life
that.
and death.
Super mutants were regular people like you and me.
Good.
Until
Ad
Institute
Victoriam,
scientists
Squires.
turned them into something else.
Victoria.
Dismissed.
You're telling me the Institute created those monsters? Why?
Hell if I know. Maybe just to prove they could. Those muties might look the part,
Unless
but if
you
ask
like
me,
getting
the
radiation
Institute is the
sickness,
real monster.
I'd stay away from ferals.
The Institute giving machines free will? My programming says that's monstrous.
Proctor Ingram said she needed this suit tested yesterday.
Yeah, I get it. Just, what if I miss?
Don't.
Okay.
Did you get a good look at the Commonwealth?
Carry food with you, or you'll end up eating pretty amazing, questionable things to stay alive.
Everything holding together?
Jarred tree
Trust
there,
me.
broken this,
You
feral
know.
head.
Good.
I'm not so sure this place
firing.
is worth protecting.
Sure, the wasteland's no
All right,
paradise,
but everything
but
looks
did you see
nominal.
Diamond City?
And you didn't scuttle
There's
the
life
ship.
in the wasteland
Thanks,
again.
Initiate.
Sure.
I think that's worth something.
Can I give it a try?
You know what I could use right now? A good check.
Outgoing mail terminal and some knuckles. Outgoing mail. Karen, I really miss you, baby. I hope you're safe out there. Remember to keep the doors locked at night and the shotgun I gave you loaded at all times. Don't trust anyone unless you know them, and even then, keep an eye on everything they do. I don't know how long this tour will last, but I promise to come back safe. Love you. Opened with moving your king's pawn to spaces, eh? A smart move. Try to control the center of the board and free up the queen and one of your bishops. I bet you think I'm going to mirror your move, but guess what? I'm going to move my queen's pawn to spaces so I can teach you a little something called the French defense. Don't worry, you'll get the hang of this game. Hey mom, they're letting me send out a message before we initiate radio silence. I'm working with a pretty decent officer, a guy named Kells. He treats us well as long as we do what we are told. Working with the Brotherhood has been an amazing experience so far. It's nice to finally be making a difference in this messed up world. Got to go now, mom. Say hi to Daniel for me. Chalk up 2 more dead pharaohs. That makes a total of 17 since I've been out here. You wouldn't believe how easy they go down when you hit them with a laser rifle. It slices right through the ugly things like butter. When I get back from this tour, I'm going to make you pharaoh hunting. Trust me, you'll love it. For now, you'll just have to stick to hunting the local small rats with your zip gun. I hope this message gets to the right person. My name is Knight Botta, and I served with your son, Initiate Arlen. I'm sorry to inform you that Arlen was shot and killed during one of our field training operations. I wanted you to know he died a brave death, saving the life of 3 other initiates in the process. There's nothing I can say that will soften the blow of losing a child, but I wanted you to know that it was an honor to fight at Arlen's side. You should be proud of the sacrifice he made for the sake of his country. I've sent his personal belongings back to the Citadel. You have my deepest condolences for your loss. And we have my personal stuff here, right?
You're right. You're not fun.
Do you know what a 10-pound cockroach can do to a buoyancy regulator?
I can guess.
Don't get smart. You want to see the Brotherhood's greatest warship brought down by bugs?
All right, all right. Just don't tell Ingram, okay?
Fine. But there's a reason food's not allowed near the instrumentation.
Cruise terminal. Announcement. All recovered technology must be presented immediately to Proctor Quinlan for evaluation. Anyone found in possession of undocumented technologies will be subject to inquiry and punishment. Scribe Neriah's small rat subjects are not pets. They are crucial military resources. As such, they are not to be fed by any personnel save Scribe Neriah and her team. Any violation of this policy will result in severe disciplinary action. Due to increased raider activity, all leave requests to off-base sites have been temporarily suspended. Affected parties will have their leave compensated at the next available opportunity. This is a notice to all personnel. Please think of your brothers and sisters down below. Thoroughly secure all gear while on the flight deck. Okay. Any personnel who have not completed their annual medical evaluation should report to Night Captain Cade immediately to schedule an examination. Okay. We're doing quite a lot of reading today, but it's the whole Brotherhood ship, so could have been expected, right?
That sounds unusual.
Oh, those,
Try
what are
and get
those
some
things?
rest and drink plenty of liquids if you can.
The Prydwen is a magnificent ship. And we're
It really is magnificent, I can certainly confirm that. It spans quite a distance. That's for sure. What do we have here? Forecastle. What the hell is forecastle? I would assume it's somewhere in the front. Oh! I mean, that is kinda cool. Sharpshooter's stowage.
Got it.
Charging laser sniper rifle and some fusion cells.
That is some
Did he dislike that? Damn it. I did not notice that properly.
You're an inspiration to us all, Knight. Do us proud.
So... Eh? Oh, you... I didn't know they can teleport.
Don't let Maxson's age fool you. He's a brilliant tactician and an experienced soldier.
Paladin.
There you are. How did it go with Elder Maxson?
He's a very dedicated man. It sounds like he stands behind everything he's saying.
Of course he does. How could he afford not to? I just hope you appreciate how much of a chance I'm taking, bringing you into the fold this quickly. Not to put too fine a point on it, but if you screw up, we go down together.
So what's all this about you being my sponsor?
Elder Maxson is understandably particular when it comes to new recruits. He believes in order to keep the Brotherhood strong, we have to bond as brothers. As your sponsor, it's my duty to travel with you throughout the Commonwealth to ensure that our ideals are being observed. That's why I'm so concerned about your performance in the field.
Don't worry. I'll be careful.
Good. Because we've got a lot of work ahead of us, and I don't want anything slowing us down. Now, I know you're eager to hop into a suit of power armor and take the fight to the Institute. But first things first. In order to be an effective part of the team, You need to learn your way around this ship and get to know its crew. Since I've been officially assigned to you as your sponsor, I'd recommend taking me along with you.
I'll go it alone for now, and come find you when I'm ready.
Suit yourself. I'll be in the mess hall if you need me.
And that concludes the steal of ship, the Shadow of Steel. And now I have a tour of duty, where I need to meet all the proctors, Knight Captain. That was it? I would have expected more. Huh. Okay, so we've read a number of terminals, but we also need to talk to a number of people. I would assume that will take us some time. So, how about we dedicate this time for the next episode? I mean, it was nice knowing the ship and everything, like walking around, reading all the terminals. It was cool. But all the talking and everything, we will do in the following one, to alleviate some of the time pressure that some of us might have here. Thank you for staying with me. I hope you enjoy my company and my gameplay. If that is the case, then please leave me a like and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, let me know down in the comments what I can improve for you. I hope to see you next time. Have a nice day out there, and bye.